human beings whose conscience has been pricked a little bit by spirit, and who aspires to become a kinder, less selfish, more compassionate, more generous, more loving individual. This is the self-improvement program that most spiritual teachings are about and that most spiritual teachers are advocating. And of course, we all want to improve on the personal level, and I think there's no end to self-improvement. So we all want to aspire to become less selfish and more generous. We all want to have control of our emotions and not to be unconscious. We want to be conscious beings who are in control of our actions. We want to really be and manifest the kind of person that we aspire to be in our highest moments. But that's all good. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. It's all good. But it's still from the perspective of the unenlightened individual who's aspiring to become a more emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually evolved individual. So that's all good, but it's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm talking about is when we awaken to the energy and intelligence that initiated the creative process and that's driving it. When we awaken to the energy itself, we become the God force that wants to create the future. And that God force is not really waiting, or doesn't have time to wait for Andrew to become a little better at this and a little better at that, nor for anybody else to become a little better at this and a little better at that. Of course, the more evolved I am emotionally, psychologically, philosophically, and even physically, the more, and morally especially, the more evolved I am, and all, in all these important ways, the more fit I'm going to be as a vehicle. So the personal development is essential so that we can become fit vehicles for spirit. But we don't want to forget why we're doing all this. We're doing it so we can become fit vehicles for spirit. And once we choose, or once we become vehicles for spirit, and that happens ready or not. In my case, that's what it was like, ready or not, ready or not, you're there. You have to be, I found myself in a position where I had to be responsible whether I thought I was up to it, or I was ready, or I was, quote-unquote, prepared or not. And so what I'm talking about is getting to that point where we say yes unconditionally, and this is the perennial or traditional position of the mystic, who surrenders himself or herself unconditionally to the God force. We have to get to that point where where it's Thy will be done, and when it's Thy will be done, we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it because it has to be done, and because the energy and intelligence that's pulsating through us, leaves us no other choice. And then we do the best that we possibly can, and I don't want to say that in any throwaway kind of way. I mean, individuals whose conscience and heart and soul have been touched by spirit really endeavor to do the very, very best that they can, because they care about nothing else. They care about nothing else really this much. I mean, this is something that they care so passionately about that that they're very careful, and they're very focused, and they're very deliberate in their choices and in their actions, but they're on the other side of the line. You see, now they've really given themselves over to the God force, or to the spiritual power that's animating, all of manifestation. And within that, we all have infinite. We all have infinite room to improve at all levels, and that and there's no one that's excluded from that, because from an evolutionary perspective, there's no end to development. So we all have a long way to go, but in terms of that kind of development, from which side of the line are we doing it? And so most people, we would say, would be doing it from the line of the individual who is not ready yet, but who's working on themselves and is getting better. And that's obviously a lot better than nothing. But from an absolute or non-relative or a God's eye point of view, we don't really have time for that. And I know there's many people would disagree with that, but that's okay. I mean, because from a personal point of view, we have an infinite amount of time to get ready to be ready. But from a God's eye point of view, there never is any more time. And of course, the ego doesn't like that, and that's why it's evolutionary enlightenment. Because when you really get it, it tells your ego, time's up. This is not your show anymore; it's my show. And that's when the the ego death or the ego transcendence dimension of it all comes in. And without ego transcendence or some kind of a radical transcendence of ego, a significant transcendence of it, there is no real enlightenment.